But now Joe Joyce said he wants Usyk. I love that fight.
Really?
I do, because I think we were talking about we want to see Usyk continue to be tested by somebody at heavyweight, and for me, Joyce, if anything, he's gonna be there. He mentioned afterwards Dubois was hitting some big shots, and he was like, I was never really hurt by those shots. I've been in there with big punchers, so I would like that. I think they fought in a tournament at some point.
It's funny because let's talk about that fight. You got Joe Joyce and Usyk. If the fight were to happen, you got one guy in Usyk who's smaller, adapting to the weight class, a lot quicker, a lot faster, a lot sharper, better boxing skills. And then you have Joyce, who has, I would imagine, more power. And from what I'm hearing, a decent jab that I didn't see just in again, one round. But then you have a guy who is determined and has will and heart. And I think when it comes to this boxing game, we're going to get to Nate Robinson. But I'm going to make a point right now before we get to Nate Robinson. There's some things in the boxing ring that you cannot gauge, that you cannot measure. And one of those things is will and determination and the ability to weather storms and have fight and heart and grit. And in a fight like that, where a guy who could be outclassed and beat to the punch and skillfully outmatched, but have will and determination and just be willing to stand there and try to hit you with that jab and eventually maybe even let that right hand go, assuming that you take a look at the fight that you had with Dubois and you're willing to grow and learn from that experience that you had with Dubois. Now you're saying, hey, I've thrown 15 jabs. Now let me start adding the right hand to my arsenal. You might actually have a really good fight there.
Yeah, if anything, if you look back at Usyk's fight against Chisora, and Chisora was just throwing these huge shots and Usyk's just tactically kind of breaking them down. I think if anything, Joyce is able to, I think his footwork might be a little bit better in the sense of maybe setting up his shots. I think he's a taller guy than Chisora is too. So with that, I think it would be a good fight. And especially like I said, they fought in a tournament before and he lost to Usyk. So I think a little bit of get back. I'm always down for that.
One big thing that my dad is he presses upon me, the basics. I mean, my dad is basics all day and all night. But another thing that he teaches that I don't know if a lot of other coaches don't teach or if the fighters don't pick it up or what, but it's being able to step with your punches. It's just this type of coordination that comes with boxing. And again, we'll get to Nate Robinson because he was missing a whole lot. But I did see that as Joe Joyce. He tries to step with his jab and he tries to get close to the fighter before throwing his punch. There were points just in one round where he was reaching with the jab, but for the most part, he was trying to step with his jab, which is just basic and fundamental. And you're talking about a guy who, in Usyk, who can get out of the way of the long, wild shots, the wide shots. Those are the shots you see. The more straighter shots are not that you don't see them, but they're a little harder to make somebody miss if your timing isn't on point and your range and distance isn't on point. So, again, there's another point in saying that Joe Joyce may possibly be able to contend with somebody who is, in my opinion, our skill has more skill, has more speed, quickness, and the whole nine.
Joe Joyce is a Olympian.
Yep.
So you can see it.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porterweight Podcast.